the cringe begin as Meghan Markle appears on Jamie Kern Lima, one of her friends' podcast, where their tears are flowing. Lies are probably are as well as Meghan Markle attempts to spin her sort of disastrous 2025. Yes, she's had a lot of things she's promoted and stuff, but her podcast is flopping. Her TV show became a mockery, and her products are dismal at best. This has not been a good year. And Meghan Markle continuing to kind of shove herself in our faces is leading to, once again, what I consider Meghan Markle overexposure. She's doing too much. She's trying too hard. And it's really starting to turn people off. So today we are going to look at this podcast interview, which is quite long, but I'm sure there's going to be some veiled digs at the monarchy, some very strong gaslighting about her pretty dismal business record so far, and many tears, crocodile tears, I would argue. And her left eye tearing up as she once claimed that she could make herself tear on command. And we see her wiping away what seems to be nothing in her eyes. So much to go over here, so much narcissistic, delusional ramblings like, oh, I'm a great friend, I'm a great human being. Meghan, we have a lot of evidence to the contrary on that. So we are going to dive into this. So this will be a bit long, but if you haven't been to Royal News Network before, hello, my name is Brittany. I provide compelling royal commentary. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, I would love to have you back. And I'm so excited about something. So I applied this weekend and already got approved. Ladies and gentlemen, Meghan Markle made a big splash by debuting her Shop My on her Instagram because any way to make a buck, right? And I said at the time, anybody could do this. I could apply for that. And I did this weekend, and I have gotten approved. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a Shop My. Here we go. This is just barely beginning, everyone. So we do have Catherine, the Princess of Wales. There'll be a tab for her. We have the Dutch royal ladies. I was actually able to find quite a bit of what they wore for the recent King's Day. So this is what Catherine and Amalia wore, this too. And this is what Princess Alexia wore. And so we have a couple of things. I'm so excited to get this up and running. And if you like what I'm wearing, in terms of my face, I do have Brittany's favorites. That's what I'm going to call it so far. These are all sort of the products I use pretty much every day in my video, my beauty products. Of course, there are more things that you can find. And of course, how this works is that if you click on a link, you go to that website and a cookie is left. And so if you buy something, even if it's not the thing that you looked at, I do make a small commission. So it helps support the channel. And once again, it is a way for me to actually sort of put my journalistic nose to the ground and find out more about, let's say, how this works in terms of Meghan. So we have Catherine here. We have the Amelia Wickstead sweater she recently wore, the blazer she recently wore, her favorite shoes in 2011, her favorite shoes now. So I am going to be continuing to build all this up. So let me know what you guys would like to see. Now, ironically, the loft is not on here. So Ann Taylor in the loft. So my dress is from the loft, so I can't link it. I might link it in the video through YouTube, but this is what we're going to do in the future. I've been wanting to do this, guys, for so long. So every time there's a big royal event or anything I can find, let's say both that is exactly what they wore and then royally inspired maybe. So things that are a bit cheaper that look like what the royal ladies wore. We will have this on here. It will be linked down below. Let me know again what you would like to see linked on it. We will do, I'm sort of trying to figure out exactly what would work best on there. And I'd love to get your guys' thoughts because it is a place where if I can find things to share, I would love to share them with you. And as well, it's a way to sort of grow the fashion channel. I've always wanted to do this for the fashion channel for years because sometimes it's hard to find the brands through YouTube. And this is sort of a standing platform. So anytime a royal wears something, I can post it on there to the best of my ability or share something that's very similar. So guys, again, I would love to get your thoughts on the future of what that should look like because many things to come here. And I am so excited though. I'm thrilled. I'm very thrilled. So I was like wanting to test it out because like I said, anybody could apply and get it if they had a big enough audience. And wouldn't you know it? It's 100% true. So guys, check it out if you want to. We'll continue to grow and add to it. I'll add beauty products that the royals like and those sorts of things or things that we know that they own. So just again, keep an eye on that in the future. All right. We won't stay too long on anything else, guys, because this is going to be a slog. It's an hour and a half, but I think probably well worth the deep dive. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm expecting to cringe quite a bit. Let's get into the cringe. As we can see right now, we got 2,000. We're about 50-50 here. So we have 2,200 downvotes and 2,600 upvotes. So this is about 50-50. Meghan just tends to not result in good dividends for anybody who associates with her, to be quite honest, because people don't like her. So we shall, since it is longer, I'm going to set it at 1.5. So we're going to pick it up a smidge and hopefully be able to get through this a little faster. There may be some bits where I cut out because I'm like, it's not that interesting, but I think we may have to stick for this, the long haul of it. Maybe I'll split it up into 2 sections though. If it's getting really long on Meghan, let's split it up into 2 and we'll do the first, I'll do the whole thing, then we'll do the first half today and the second half tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So beautiful. Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so great.
Like looking at her though, it doesn't look like her eyes are watering that much. Let's watch it again. Yes, we're just beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And so long, it's hard to.
This is why it's so nice to not make the one. Thank you.
Oh gosh, it's so cringy. Okay, let's watch it again.
So beautiful. Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just
She's not really
just so great.
crying.
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
So yeah, they decide to go sans makeup. I don't know why, to maybe make them look more approachable. It's like, but why? There's no real reason for that. And this very much comes across to me like an Oprah Winfrey knockoff. So not my favorite.
We spend so much of our life trying to prove something, to prove that you're enough, you have to prove that you're pretty enough, you have to prove that you're smart enough, you prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game.
That's all she does, though. She says that this is just a preview, but that's all she does, guys. It's always trying to prove herself. That's what she does all the time. Like, come on, Meghan. Let's be honest here. You can be honest. I won't judge you.
And if you can't see it, I don't need to prove to you why that's your loss. Like,
this is so ridiculous.
Because I know that I'm a great friend, and I know the kind of mom I am, and I know the kind of human being I am, and I know how I show up. And I love being able to be that person.
But a lot of people don't love you. So when she says those type of things, she just sounds immensely tone deaf. You don't leave a trail of relationship bodies in your wake and expect to go, oh, I'm a great friend. I'm a great this. I'm a great that. I'm a great human being. You're probably not. You're probably not. And this is a rich, wealthy friend that I think she went to the Hamptons with last year, used her private jet. So Meghan is always looking for ways to step up and get into influence. She's not influential herself. I think actually she looks quite bad here, to be honest. Not a great look. And it's sort of terrible.
With the people that I love. So,
What about her father? So she doesn't love her father? She doesn't love any of her in-laws? Come on, Meghan. It makes you sound cruel.
Worthiness. Maybe part of worthiness comes when you stop having to feel like you're in the prove it game.
She's always going to be in the prove it game, though. She is massively insecure. That's why she's talking about this. To prove myself. And then she's like, oh, I'm worthy. I don't think she is. That's the whole problem with her, is that she doesn't think she's worthy. And so she's constantly trying to prove herself because she's so deeply, massively insecure.
Hallelujah. I am getting emotional right now.
Gosh, I hate that kind of stuff.
Out of the prove it game. Like,
yeah,
feels like joy, tastes like freedom.
I hate the song. Just get to it.
Meghan
Is so lame.
Duchess of Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview.
She's done so much before. I don't totally buy it. Like, she's done her own podcast interviews of herself. Like, come on. She's not going to be asked a serious question either. And I got to point out that she's also wearing the jacket or the sweatshirt that has her kids' names embroidered on it. Again, going over and reiterating, oh, I'm Archie and Lilibet's mom. Even though we hardly see you with your kids, Meghan, and you do these weird things on social media with your kids, it's odd.
It's happening. It's happening.
And this sort of thing is what I think people are getting really irritated with celebrities, is that this fake, oh, I love you so much. And they don't really care for each other. we all know it's 100% fake. So it just seems ridiculous.
The roses are coming back in.
They're coming back in.
Yes,
They're coming back
spring
in.
is strong.
I'm so grateful you're here.
So Meghan gets top billing, of course, even though Jamie has been massively more successful than she has. Jamie was the one who, I guess, founded It Cosmetics, which I know is in like Target and stuff. So she's been successful. Meghan Markle, not so much. She married her money.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Hi, crew.
You made me cry.
Oh gosh. Are you like, hi, girl? Hi.
Good thing I have no makeup on.
Please stop. This is just a preview, guys. It's already nauseating.
Looks so pretty.
I have not like done a show in no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have? Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Hi, crew.
Hold on.
You made me
I just
cry.
want to see
Good
something.
thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
I have not like done a show in no makeup.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought these might be the Veja shoes that Catherine wears. They just sound ridiculous. So this sort of nauseating, kissing each other's butts stuff is just so aggravating and so empty. It's so empty. That's why people aren't gravitating to it anymore. That's why they like Joe Rogan. He's real. This is not. This is all fake nonsense. And the music certainly is not helping.
Since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have? What are you talking about?
They're wearing makeup. They're wearing some type of no makeup. That's 100% what they're doing. Like the idea that they're sitting there not wearing makeup is just ridiculous. It's like 100% ridiculous.
You look exactly the same.
Jamie's clearly wearing mascara. Like, come on.
These are some of the hot questions that everyone wants to know.
Oh.
Talk about your name. Do you use
Yeah, because Meghan fumbled that 6 ways from Sunday. Yeah, she's not that bright.
Markle anymore? What's your morning routine look like? Would you ever write another book?
People are often curious if I'm going to write a memoir.
We're not curious. Everybody's more concerned about what you'll say and what lies you'll spin because you sit there the entire time and just lie and tell half truths. You won't have anybody actually question you. That's why people don't like you.
Did you ever run for office? Can you give us one hint on something
This is so long. Get to it.
exciting coming up for As Ever? I've had your jam in.
It's not jam, it's spread. Nobody knows what her stupid products are. And that's a problem. She went forward with jam and then it became spread. Like, this is your problem.
My refrigerator all year. No one knows. No one's
Because nobody cares. It wasn't good.
seen it. I have not posted it. In this incredible
Oh gosh, please get to it. This is
conversation, Meghan shares stories and insights for the first time ever.
It's not about
she's shared the same insights 12,000 times. And what else are you going to share at this point? And I'm sorry, guys, I do have to pause quite a bit for copyright reasons. I was really thinking this would be shorter, but it goes on and on and on.
the grandeur of a gesture. It's about I see you.
She is all about the grandeur of the gesture. Meghan is all about the grandeur of the gesture. She 100% is. That's been the case the entire time. Like, I hate when she acts like we're stupid and we don't know things. It's just very aggravating.
I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply.
I'm nurturing and I see you so deeply. Oh, no, she doesn't. She only cares about herself and money. Let's be real here, Meghan. We're not fooled.
And I love being able to see your growth. That man loves me so much. And
Because Harry can only, the love can only go one way. It can only go towards her. I'd be curious if at any point she says, I love him so much when it's really all about her. Saying how much he loves her.
you know, look what we built. We built a beautiful life and we have two healthy.
No, you haven't. Your life isn't beautiful. It's filled of toxicity and misery. You might live in a beautiful place. You might have a beautiful house, but you two, I'm sure, are miserable 9/10 of the time. I'm sure they are because their life is not easy. They've made it needlessly more difficult. So yeah, it's not like, oh, a beautiful life, so easy. No, it's not.
Beautiful children. That's my husband. He's just out there just constant. Like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe and
Me.
protected and we're uplifted and still make time for date nights.
She's overdoing the Harry love.
Are you in love now more than ever?
So I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now. He's
If you're having to say that now, I don't think it is.
also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome.
He used to be, not so much anymore. And honestly, his beta male status being dominated by a woman doesn't make him very attractive anymore.
But his heart is even more beautiful.
I have a letter
Oh my gosh, this goes on forever.
from your husband and your kids. No one's ever seen this before.
Why? Again, why does everybody have to constantly that everybody has to tell her how wonderful she is all the time shows you the rabid insecurity that she has. She is massively insecure. If you need to do this again and again and again and again and again, come on. Now, I will agree, like, sometimes when I do live streams, if somebody is sharing a really nice comment, I do share it, like, usually about myself or about the channel or whatever, because it does helps to sometimes hear that positive feedback. It does. But it seems to be constantly that she needs constant positive affirmations all the time. This is why she can't take criticism, why she hates all the criticism she gets online. She can't handle it.
Of all things, it's making me emotional.
I have full body chills right now.
Oh gosh, please, guys. You sound so stupid. Hate this kind of stuff. It's just bloated nonsense.
For them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
See, that's again very, very selfish view. Oh my gosh, they look back and go, she loved us so much. It just feels very self-centered. Very self-centered that they know that she loves them. They should just know that they're your children. But it's so important for her to know that her kids know she loves them so much because it's all about her. Oh, please, guys, stop.
She's an American member of the British royal family,
Yeah. For Pete's
an
sake.
entrepreneur, author,
She is not. She is a failed entrepreneur. She sucks at this. The only reason she got any attention is because of the man she married. That's it.
actor, founder of the lifestyle brand As Ever,
Which is barely off the ground. Like that they're trying to like spin this as something that's been around for 5 years or something that she's worked multiple years on is really pathetic.
that just sold out of stock completely in the first hour of its recent launch into the world. Congratulations. Her new Netflix show, With Love, Meghan,
Oh gosh, it's so bad. This is so bad.
just debuted season 1 as a top 10 show on Netflix. She's also a mom to her
But not number 1. And it collapsed really, really quickly. And that was because people wanted to laugh at it.
2 beautiful kids, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, and wife to husband, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. She's a mama of
Golly, they have to go on and on and on. I just hate this gaslighting of her accomplishments. She's accomplished things, sure, but 99% of the time it's because of the man she married. She's wildly unaccomplished. She's just trying again. It's all about the PR. She's done this since she was an actress. It's all about the PR, not about her actually doing things.
rescue dogs, and she's also
Pete's
an
sakes.
incredible champion of women and an amazing friend.
And she also, I think, dislikes men. So she sort of drags down men to uplift herself and seems to publicly, very oftentimes, I did a whole video on this, which you can check out up above, that she has very much made it clear, hugely clear, that she prefers her daughter to her son, basically.
She just recently debuted her brand new podcast called Confessions of a Female Founder.
Which flopped because it was terrible. I didn't even listen to it. It sounded awful. And why would I take any like business advice from a woman who knows nothing about business, who's failed as a business person, pretty much?
Where while Meghan builds out a business of her own, she's getting advice and insights from amazing women who have scaled small ideas in.
Okay, this is so long. And not to mention the fact, it's like she can't ask a decent question. If she did like a girl chat podcast, like I would get it. But she sucks at business. So stop talking about business. You don't know anything about it. She's always play acting.
into successful companies. And guess what? I am so grateful to be one of her guests on her show as well.
Of course you are. You're probably debuting tomorrow. That's why you're doing this. It's quid pro quo, guys. That's what's happening here. 100%.
Meghan and I just had the most incredible conversation on insights and stories that I've never shared before. From when I was a waitress at Denny's with big dreams, but a whole lot of self-doubt,
I don't care. I really don't care.
to starting IT Cosmetics in my living room, getting hundreds of no's for years. I share the stories behind the stories, some for the first time ever on Meghan's brand new podcast.
We'll have to see if that's the case, but nobody's going to listen to Meghan's podcast because she can't ask decent business questions. She's not a businesswoman. She's not an entrepreneur. She's a wantrepreneur, and play acting.
Our episode comes out tomorrow.
Of course it does. That's why you're doing this.
So make sure you listen and share it with everyone you know who it could help inspire.
No, because she's not inspiring.
Whether it's, to keep going in their business or in their dreams. So we're going to link to that episode.
So, okay. Meghan can't really help anybody though. She has a huge, massive safety net. She's even said, "Oh, I don't know if I don't really care if my business succeeds or fails. I just said I tried." Well, Meghan, for a lot of people who start businesses on their own, like me, it's not just, "Oh, let's see what happens." It's ride or die. It's live or die. That's literally what it is. Because if I don't make money, I can't pay my bills. She has a lot of money in the bank to sit on in a $16 million mansion. She does not have that pressure to succeed, which is why she half does things, because she can. She doesn't have the big pressures that most other people do.
Of her podcast in our show notes as well. Hi, and welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show. And if we're just meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Jamie. Welcome.
I'm not impressed. Really not impressed. Even less impressed that you have Oprah on. Nobody cares about Oprah anymore.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Oprah, how have you defied the odds?
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
Well, I don't think my eyes can roll far enough
A
back.
revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
Melinda French Gates.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
Oh gosh, for Pete's sakes. I hate this kind of stuff, but it gives you an idea of what this kind of thing is, which is totally softball nonsense.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
Imagine overcoming self-doubt, learning to believe in yourself and trust yourself and know you are enough.
Sorry, Jamie, I'm not getting that from you or any of your guests. No, I don't care about your guests.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show. I am so happy.
Oh, come on. This is taking 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
That you're here today for such an exciting conversation that I promise you is going to fill your soul today.
No. Meghan's shallow, vain, and vapid. She can't fill anybody's soul. She kind of eats their soul. Just say.
And I want to share this concept with you of rocking chair friends. I've been obsessed with this idea. So right now, if you take a moment and imagine yourself at 90 years old, sitting perhaps outside on a patio.
Meghan Markle will not be that friend, Jamie. If you disappoint her, if you don't lend her your private jet, at some point she will drop you like a hot potato because she don't care no more.
In your living room or on the front porch, in a rocking chair, where your time left is so precious. Who all would you want to spend it with? Who would you want to be chatting with in the rocking chairs next to you? Especially when it comes to friends.
Jiminy Christmas, this is bad. This is so bad. I just sort of hate this shallow, like kind of happy talk. Like it even has that feel of like weird happy talk. It's weird.
Are the friends in your life right now real, true friends? Are they rocking chair worthy friends? Today is an episode of Jamie Kern Lima Show, unlike any episode we have ever done. See, one of my favorite spots at my house.
It's not like any show you've interviewed very famous people. Meghan Markle's not that special. She just wants your private jet, Jamie. And for you to be on her podcast. That's it.
Is my 2 rocking chairs. They're my favorite place to sit and pray or rest or connect with my closest friends. And over the past year, I have spent countless moments in these chairs with Meghan.
Yeah. Because again, Meghan wants something from you.
Sharing our day, talking about our kids, our goals, our dreams, envisioning the future of our projects and companies, and also talking about hardships, failures, pain. We've shared ups and downs and laughter and tears.
I don't really totally believe you, to be honest. This kind of, again, it's all about the best. And this is why this is a problem for the interview, is she's a friend. She can't ask you a tough question. And number one, she might not know actually that Meghan is misleading or going in different directions. She might not know any about that.
Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today too, sitting right here in our cozies with no makeup. And I'm inviting you into the rocking chairs with us.
She's totally wearing makeup. This is no makeup. Like, why are they lying? I don't know. I hate it when people go, "Oh, I haven't had a plastic surgery," when you've had plastic surgery. Or, "Oh, no, I'm not wearing makeup," when you're wearing makeup. There's a way to wear no makeup. And she founded a cosmetic company, so she would know how to do that.
Right now, I'm imagining you in a third chair right here with us, because when we come together and open our hearts to each other and let love in to share all the real things as they really are, it helps us all.
Yeah, I don't think that would go too well. Please stop. Please stop. I don't want to be on the rocking chairs with you guys. I'd rather have you guys on like the other side of the planet, to be quite honest. I'm glad we're separated by several states, to be honest.
Feel less alone and more enough, more inspired, more connected, and more alive. And it reminds us that
Again, this all comes back to me just like inane word salad. This is just inane word salad. She's not saying anything of note here. Just get to the interview.
each of us is fully worthy, fully enough, and deserving of love and belonging exactly and authentically as we are. So in the studio today, I have
Gosh. Okay, finally we're getting to it.
my favorite rocking chairs for the first time ever. You are invited. Come as you are, cozy up, lean in, and get ready. This is the worldwide premiere of Meghan, Duchess of
Come on. Oh, this is so annoying.
Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview. And she's doing it with you and me today, right here on the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Because you won't ask her a serious question. That's the only reason she's on there. And she wants you on her podcast. And she wants your private jet. That's the only reason you're there.
I promise I won't rock too much.
They don't really rock that much.
Well, we're professionals.
We're professional rockers.
Jamie Kern Lima.
Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. This is actually really terrible for a podcast to have this long a lead in. It's just way too long.
That's her name. Everybody needs Jamie Kern Lima in their life.
Jamie
No, I don't think so. I'm perfectly fine, Jamie. I need Jesus, but I don't need you.
Kern Lima.
Especially once you're connected with like the Oprah Winfrey crowd and stuff. I don't need you.
Jamie, you're so inspiring.
Jamie Kern Lima.
I am so excited to say to my amazing friend, Meghan, welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Thank you.
Oh gosh. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're here.
You did it.
We did it. I've never done this on my show before. We brought the rocking chairs in. I get so many messages or people
Oh, this is so dumb. Who cares about the stupid rocking chairs?
are alone and like, how do you make friends as an adult? Or
That's right.
how do I feel more worthy?
Meghan has a simple answer. Go for wealthy people. Wealthy people with influence and private jets. Those are her favorite people.
Or any of those things. And I feel like one of the ways is through friendship.
Yeah.
A great friendship. You and I have had so many amazing days and moments sitting in these two rocking chairs at my house.
How long have they even known each other? They can't have known each other for what, just a couple of years? They're not that good of friends. I doubt they know each other all that well.
talking about all the things and
For hours.
for hours.
I just don't believe you guys. I don't believe you guys.
Just watching the world go by, talking and talking. And I think, well, to answer, when you're saying someone writes in saying, how do you make friends as an adult?
Again, private jets, wealthy people, Soho House. That's how she makes friends.
It's such a great question to find that depth of friendship at the onset. I think it's kind of when you're on a plane. And I remember back in the day, you'd sit next to a stranger and sometimes you'd feel more comfortable telling your life story to a complete stranger
Right.
than the person that is part of your day to day.
Yeah, because most of Meghan's friends right now are strangers to her, essentially. Just like Jamie Kern. So yeah, she's just confirming the obvious.
And so you start with that immediate trust. But I guess the difference is for us, it's just become so lasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So lasting.
And so just multi-layered. And I think
oh, yeah.
trust is such a big deal. And this is your first ever podcast interview.
Trust is a big deal because Meghan needs people who won't question her. She won't answer serious questions. She does not want anybody who really knows anything about the royal world because then she'll be caught in her numerous lies about it. Like, I wore beige while I was a royal to prevent clashing with the other royal ladies, when now all she wears is beige. She always wanted to wear beige. Why lie? It just made your in-laws look bad. That's all. That's why she did it. I feel like we're getting a bit of the crazy eyes here.
Thank you for trusting.
Isn't that wild?
It's
Definitely some crazy eyes.
wild. Thank you for trusting me to be here. You haven't seen any of the questions ahead of
No.
time. And
I doubt that. I doubt that. And she knew for sure that Jamie would not ask. So maybe Meghan didn't see them, but do you want to bet that one of her PR people did? I'm sure they did.
we're in our sweats and you have your Archie and Lily on your
Yeah. I
amazing
made that on Etsy. Last year it's faded, but this is what I would wear if I come to your house. So
all the
This faux, oh, I'm so casual. I'm so casual while she wears, like $100,000 worth of jewelry. Sure, Meghan Markle.
the
time.
same thing.
And you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup. And we're
Oh,
just
that's very
She doesn't. She really does not. It's not a great look. I'm sure she's
and
wearing
you still
makeup.
love me even when we get together. If I haven't showered, it's still all the same. And so
Gosh, oh, this is so bad.
today is special, and I want to just open up by because we've had so many conversations about this where like we've talked about how special and important it is for our friends to check in on each other and say, are you okay? And I think
Yeah.
so.
Because she needs everybody to ask if she's okay with all the time. Like we've been through this before. We see this. Get to something interesting, please. For the love of goodness, get to something interesting.
So many women watching and listening, they maybe are the strong one in their family, or they're the one that has it all together, or they're the one everyone goes to for advice, or they're maybe like crushing it at work and on the outside everything looks great. And so people just assume they're great. Like
So, and you got to think too, when it comes to what she was saying there for a second, now I've lost my train of thought a bit. But yeah, nobody is all that. Like Meghan doesn't care about how other people are doing, really. All about how she's doing.
they just assume they're great.
Yeah.
So my very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important. And I think so many people also have this question for you is, Meghan, how are you? And are you
I do not care. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh gosh, this is why she did this interview. This is horrible.
okay?
That's so kind. I
Because yeah, you're asking about me. I love talking about me.
am. I'm better than okay.
Mm.
How are you?
Oh gosh, for Pete's sake, this is tedious. Oh my gosh.
I know you always make it about me. Today, which by the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your
Because again, we have to lift up Meghan.
friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which
Oh,
I'm excited about. But how are you doing? There's so much going on.
I'm good. I'm good. There's
And it hasn't gotten particularly well.
it's a lot of pinch me moments right now. And at the same time, I think because I'm so busy with so many different things, and for each of those projects you mentioned, the show or the podcast or the brand,
And none of it has been received very well.
the business, the most important thing that I work on every day, my practice is trying to really integrate it, to integrate the joy, to integrate, like we say, like, you have to be thankful. Like, yes, you're thankful. Like, yeah, I'm thankful, but I have to go to this next meeting. It's like, no,
I always get the feeling that Meghan and the Shamie Kearns people are like they're positive affirmation people. Now, that's not to say that you don't need, let's say, something to lift you up from time to time, but this is all very shallow. I just want to reiterate again, this is all shallowness. Very, very shallow, vain, and vapid. That's the community in the world Meghan Markle lives in, and that's who she is. And so this is all very just can't help the average person.
no, can you just take a minute to really like signal and cue that, oh, happy, thank you, more, please. This feels really good. This is what I worked so hard for. So that's my practice.
She worked hard by marrying a rich man, getting him to dump his entire family, jump an ocean for her, and then just sit in the sideline while she attempts to make money via spread. That's what she's done.
Practice of being still in the midst of how busy it is. But I'm happy. I'm happy. And the kids are healthy and H is great. And
I just hate how she says age. It's just so I feel like she always wants to do whatever she can to demean him. It's why she doesn't use his full name. Just age. Why don't you call him Harry, his name, or Henry? Something to that effect. Instead of going H and M. It's just dumb.
so, that's the stuff that fills my cup. But I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Mm. With your podcast flopping and your show being a mockery and all those sorts of things. But she doesn't want to hear the negativity, but she can't not be aware of it at the same time. She knows that people have just been making fun of her.
Yes,
Enjoy them.
I remember one of the few things I regret about my journey building at cosmetics is I was just like, oh my gosh, I almost couldn't believe everything happening, and also I was so busy. And
She's actually built an actual business. Meghan has nothing yet. She has a handful of products. That's it.
when I look back, I'm like, I forgot to have fun and I forgot to celebrate it. And this morning I was talking to your husband and I said, this is going to be my goal is this is her favorite interview ever. And he
Right.
goes,
Because again, it'll just be softball, just casual, because Meghan can't handle a serious interview.
well, my goal is you guys just have fun. You just
Oh,
have fun.
sweet.
And I'm like, you're
Yeah,
right. You're
Have
right.
fun. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're able to have fun being so busy right now?
Meghan Markle does not strike me as somebody who is fun. I think she is a nightmare to live with and work with and be with and stuff like that. I don't think she's somebody who can have a lot of fun.
I think so. And also it depends on how you define fun.
Yeah.
Right. So when we
Yeah.
were in our 20s, fun is something very different than now. Now fun is we have a really nice dinner and drink some yummy wine, or fun is just, can we just carve out a couple hours? Well, last week.
Oh gosh, for Pete's sake. I think though fun, you can have fun like going and going out with friends or going and doing like mini golf or something. There are ways to have fun as adults playing games. Like she just sounds very boring, I think.
Week, though I had lots of meetings, I made it a point to still go and see a Broadway show. Seen a show.
Halfway across the country. This was not like a casual, oh, there's tickets available. No, I'm going to rent a private jet or borrow Jamie's and fly across the country for a stupid Broadway show like that she could have seen later when she was actually in New York. She made 2 trips to New York in like 2 weeks. She could have combined those together. Like, come on. And she made a big show of it. Like, give me a break.
Show? I hadn't seen a Broadway show in so long. I mean, we saw Hamilton when Lin-Manuel, they came to London for.
Because she doesn't like Broadway. She's not really an actress. She doesn't really like the craft of acting. She just wants the money and the fame. That's like always been Meghan's thing. And I say that because somebody, according to, I think it was Tom Bauer, told her when she was in college, hey, if you want to be a real actress, go to Broadway and get your chops there. And she was like, oh, no. I just want to be famous. So does she really care about Broadway? No, I don't think she cares. I don't think she gives 2 figs about Broadway.
A premiere, but that's still, I probably haven't seen a Broadway show for over a decade. And it was so energizing to watch. And for me, that was a really great experience of fun, but also affirmation that.
Affirmation, again, self-help, over counseling, like this is Harry and Meghan's world. And I find it very shallow and annoying. I'll be frank, guys. I've said it's shallow a lot. I find it very vacuous, very much nonsense, very much. It really won't help you in a time of true emergency. That's where faith comes in, which she doesn't have. She's all new agey.
Why is this lighting me up so much to watch creativity in action? Is like, oh,
because she doesn't have any creativity. That's why.
That's what I get to do again. That's what
she's not doing it. She's not creative. She's not creative. She's not creative at all. She really sucks on Instagram. She's not a great actress. Like she really sucks at it.
Doing with all the projects I'm working on. Like I had missed being creative and I had missed being able to just have my hands in the granular of time-coded edits and bringing a vision to life.
She's never done that before. That's the thing. So when she was on her show, she never filmed an episode, edited an episode, wrote an episode, did anything. So this is with Suits. Now all of a sudden she's talking about as if she's ever done this before. She's paying people to do this. She's not the one actually doing this herself. And I find this, again, very obnoxious. I find this very, very obnoxious. And it's something where I'm just watching this going, like you're just so fake. You're such a faker. You don't believe in any of this at all. You could have done it, but you decide not to. And who's to say? There's a ton of people who do creative stuff privately. My grandparents, my grandma painted, she sewed, my grandpa does woodworking. They've done it for decades. They don't need a platform to make money to do it. My grandpa does it because he loves it. My grandma does it because she loves it, not because it makes them money. Because everything now is that, well, I could be to be creative in front of the camera so I can make money. Again, she's not doing it for the love of it. She's doing it for the money.
And when you watch artists do that and do that with such passion, I think it was just the most inspiring. But that for me was fun. So yeah, carving that out and not saying, no, I can't go to New York. Yes, you can go to New York.
No, you can't. You can't just go to New York. I can't get on a plane today. Although I live much closer to New York. I could technically get on a plane today, but it's going to be expensive. I'm going to probably have to find a hotel. I'm going to have to get a dog sitter. I can't just leave and go to New York. And this again proves that they have nannies like that are there all the time. So she can just pack up and go, I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to go watch a Broadway show. You watch the kids.
Yeah. You can make time to do that and go with friends and you can go have a fun dinner. And still all the rest of it will be there and you can still hit your deadlines and actually you might hit them even better.
Maybe not. Like this sounds like a woman who hasn't done any work, to be quite honest. If I skip out on things, I do miss out on work. Like sometimes I go and do things and it's like, it's hard because I'm like, dang it, I'm missing doing work stuff. Like running my own business and stuff. She is somebody who doesn't really work. Like you can tell she doesn't work. She has people to do everything for her. Like it's so clear.
Because you feel full and balanced.
Yeah. I saw so many photos different people had posted from you at the Broadway show. I saw little girls crying.
Oh. Yeah, because they were like, I'm sure they were told they were going to meet a princess and they see Meghan instead. That's probably what they're. Probably not, but that's just a funny idea.
Little girl, so excited to meet you.
You're so sweet.
You and I are great friends. And also for
If you have to say that, you're probably not very friends. Again, if you have to say something, if you have to say you're happy over and over again, you're probably not happy.
any interview I ever do, I prep like crazy. And one of my favorite parts was just reading so many letters and posts and messages of little girls who are like, oh, wow. Like whether it's they're talking about your humble
Oh, for Pete's sakes. I just doubt all of this is true. Like, this is terrible. This is a horrible interview.
beginnings or talking about their dreams and like through you and through everything you've done.
She hasn't done anything. She's married her wealth. That's all she's done. She slept her way to the top. It's the oldest trick in the book. There's nothing inspiring about that. She found a rich, wealthy man who was dumb and married him so she could have his money and his fame and his fortune because she couldn't do it on her own. She hasn't done anything on her own. It's all because of his flipping title. That's it. This drives me bonkers.
They believe it's possible,
I
you
love
know,
that.
If you didn't believe it was possible before, Megan's not going to help you there.
whether it's to be, have a very different life than the one they were raised in or to launch a business. How do you feel about that?
She doesn't help anybody. She has millions of dollars to help her. She's not running a business on her own from nothing. That's why she's not helpful.
I take it really seriously.
I doubt she does.
I think I always check in with my 11-year-old self
Yeah.
and how important it is to have people that you look up to and role models.
Mm.
I'll tell you,
She's a terrible role model. Again, slept her way to the top. And that's it. That's it. That's her sole accomplishment. Let's be honest.
oh gosh, how silly. You'll think this is a very bizarre example, but when I was 13, my first job was at a frozen yogurt place
She's said this before. We know this.
called Humphrey Yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
Great name. And that was in the 90s. So what were the big shows and things that were on then? Baywatch.
Nice.
And so it was like Carmen Electra, Jenny Gar, like all these people, Yasmin.
Who Meghan Markle, I'm sure, was desperate to look as beautiful as they do. And she's wildly insecure. She's wildly insecure. And she just can't help the comparisons because she doesn't look like that. She doesn't have curves. She's not a very curvy woman. And I'm sure that drives her nuts sometimes.
Yasmin Bleeth. And I was taking the trash out from my job and I see Yasmin Bleeth. And I cannot believe I'm seeing Yasmin Bleeth and I'm holding this bag of trash. And I was like, the courage that it took for me to go up to her.
Wonder if Yasmin Bleeth remembers this encounter at all, or it's another fake thing. I mean, although you see a lot of celebrities in California, you do. Actually, one time we were arriving it wasn't LAX. It wasn't, oh gosh, I can't remember which airport it was. It was somewhere more towards the east. And actually Nick Lachey was flying out. And so we saw like this paparazzi car from X-17 and he got out. And you can actually see me because have a boot on because I'd broken my foot walking by. So I was caught in a little bit of the paparazzi pictures with him.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I said, hi, I love you in the soft and dry deodorant commercial. That's all
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
that could come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so gracious. This was such a pivotal moment for me because I never knew I was going to become an actor or someone that people would go up to.
Yeah.
But
She always wanted the fame and fortune. Like, let's be honest.
this moment was so influential for me because she turned around and she goes, hi, sweetheart, what's your name? First thing I learned. I was like, I'm Megan. And that moment, I was like, she cares to know what my name is.
She's just being nice, Megan. She probably really doesn't care. But that is sort of kind of the thing you just do. I mean, I've had people come up to me before. It's been very rare, the handful of times that it's happened. I do try to get their name. It doesn't always happen that way. Because I met a mom and a daughter like very quickly in London. I think they must have had something else to get to because they're like, oh, are you Brittany? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we've watched your channel. And then they had to head out. So it all depends. You try to connect with people, but that's just sort of a Hollywood thing. That's just though being a person thing. That's just being a people thing. Because Meghan Markle, though, she can maybe be nice to strangers, but she can make the people she knows feels like dirt. So, or works with her.
And then she's like, hi, I'm Yasmin. I know who she is, but she introduced herself. All those years later, no one teaches you how to be an actor once the show becomes successful.
Yeah.
No one teaches you what to do when people recognize you.
You just try to be a human being. That's all you have. You need to do.
That moment with Yasmin Bleeth taught me how important it was for someone to make me feel seen and not brushed off. And she might have been asked 100 times that day for a picture or anything else. And it always stayed with me where I go, hi, what's your name?
But she doesn't treat, though, the people closest to her like that. She is perfectly fine treating a stranger and giving them a couple of seconds where she's nice, but she doesn't do it to her own family. She doesn't do it to her friends. Like, we see that.
Good to meet you. I'm
You
Megan.
always do that. I
Yeah.
see you do that all the time.
Yes, because I know how much it means.
Yeah.
So I guess for like that's a really small example of at this scale. I check in with my young girl self
Oh gosh, please. Oh, this is so tedious.
because I want to know how I would want to feel in that moment.
Yeah.
I want to know who I would want to look up to in that moment and how I
And then what about your employees? What about your family and your in-laws? Do you not check in with your 13-year-old self then, or your 11-year-old self when you allegedly made fun of Princess Charlotte or bullied her allegedly with Jessica Mulroney during the bridesmaids fitting? Did that never occur to you to be nice then? Again, this is so fake.
could mimic that behavior or echo that. And yeah, it's a big privilege. It's a big privilege. It comes with a lot of responsibility. And I want everyone to feel like they matter.
She doesn't though. She doesn't though. She doesn't. I want to feel everyone to feel like they matter. We know they don't, Megan. We know they don't in your world. You've made that abundantly clear, like appallingly clear.
Yeah. Do you think our lives are divinely ordered, or like our steps are divinely ordered when you think about that moment and sort of like seeing that example and now
This is not Christianity or faith. This is just new agey nonsense. And so, this just makes me cringe.
it's part of your life all the time?
Someone said to me last year when I sat down, they said, well, this is your soul contract. You signed up for this. You signed up for this before you were here.
What? What? That doesn't make any sense. What soul contract? Who owns your soul? Ugh. Queen Elizabeth II would be rolling over in her grave with comments like that.
It's like, well, I didn't read the fine print. Okay. To be clear, like, can I redline this and amend the small print because I signed up for this? You're like, no, you signed up for this. You signed up for this. This is your hand and this is your lap around the sun or whatever
Oh, this is so dumb. I hate this stuff.
you want to look at it as, because you can do this. And I guess on days that are hard, that's really grounding and affirming to remember.
Sorry, I had to pause every 15 seconds, but my gosh, this is just all.
And then some days I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this life? I would have never predicted it, but I'm grateful for it.
Oh, she didn't predict it, but she worked really hard for it. She social climbed all over that thing.
Even on the hardest days.
Yeah.
Even on the hardest days.
In my life, I have so many friends of all different faiths. I have friends that love everything. I have one of my friends who's the strongest Catholic I know, also sees every psychic, every meeting. Like, she's like,
That's not a real Catholic. That's not a real Catholic, honey. That's not real Catholicism. Some of that psychic stuff comes from down under. Doesn't come, I mean, I would say all of it. Doesn't come from, like, if you're doing that as a Catholic, you're not a real Catholic. It goes to show they know nothing about religion.
she's like, God made them too. We're going to cover our bases and all the.
Cover your bases? You're not a real Catholic, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Like, you're not a real Catholic. You're not a real person of faith. If it's like, well, if I have to try everything, then you don't really believe. If you have to go, well, I need to cover my bases, so I'm just going to hit every religion, then you don't really believe in your Catholic faith. If that's your perspective. That's a joke.
Things.
That's funny because most people one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm so open. Like, I've had so many different people on the show. Obviously, I'm pretty open about my faith and how much, I believe in God. And, I wanted to ask
You can believe in God, but it doesn't seem real specific, to be honest.
you this also just in the beginning. I feel like why I'm so grateful this show is connecting with so many people is because it's just everyone needs connection. They want to feel connected and they want to feel seen, to use the words you just used. And they want
to, sometimes, like, people want to be seen. I get that. But that comes from an element of pride. Think of the humble servant, the guy who is a janitor for 40, 50 years at a university. Nobody really ever acknowledges him, but he does his work not because he wants to be seen, but because it is his job. And let's say it's a reflection of his faith. So he's not seeking accolades or attention. So to be seen, quote unquote, is I feel like a reflection of needing accolades and attention. That's what she's doing. She wants the attention to accolades. That's why you want to be seen. You want other people to be seen. Now, I totally 100% agree with acknowledging the janitor if you run into them, being very kind and gracious to a server at a restaurant or the person taking your order. I like to do eye contact to not be just so dismissive of them. But at the same time, you get the sense here that's more like, well, I need to be seen. I need to be seen. I need other people to see me. I need other people to see me. I need to see other people, which is good, but it feels like more of a reflection of this self-indulgence than it does to just acknowledging another person. Just acknowledge them. Don't make it this huge thing, because to me, it comes across as immense hubris.
Want to feel like less alone and more enough. And I asked Oprah this when she was on the show, why did you say yes? And she just paused and she said, I felt it was divinely ordered.
Oh, Oprah. Oh, Oprah. All this. I hate this stuff.
I was like, so I want to ask you this question, because your trust is such a sacred thing. Anybody's trust is a sacred thing. So why did you say yes to doing the show?
Because she wanted Jamie to do her show. She wants to borrow Jamie's jet. I mean, this is not hard.
Because it's you. And to me, that means, of course, I trust you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Meghan has to trust them because she doesn't want a serious question. I have to reiterate that, because that's the truth here. She's trying to go, oh, well, I trust you and I love you. But she trusts her not to ask the serious question and not to know enough about the royal family to ask the serious questions.
But because I think you feel really confident that it was divinely ordered. Maybe all of this, our friendship, you becoming our neighbor, the depth of our friendship, and
I think the deepness is the private jet. Private jet, other benefits to having a relationship with somebody who's wildly successful. That is what Meghan looks for in friendships. Let's be honest.
and these opportunities that we both have to be able to uplift each other and celebrate the work that we're doing. But
Yeah.
to have never done a podcast, I mean,
She's run podcasts. Like, come on.
and then to say, great, let's do it. Like, literally, let's let people who are watching this feel like they're just sitting with us as at your house as we would do. We're like, great, we've done drop off. Okay, the day is done. The kids are in
For Pete's sakes. Where do the husbands sit in, by the way? Meghan loves her female friendships, but doesn't seem to love the men too much.
the bath. Can we just carve out time and sit and relax? And I liked the idea of being able to be so authentically myself with someone who knows me in such a deep and profound way. And I think that's where you can meet people on a really, really pure,
I don't believe they know each other that well. I do not believe that.
connected level. When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great, let's let them see us. See
Yeah.
our friendship, see us, see what it's really like.
This is all fake, though. We're not really seeing your friendship. It's totally fake.
Our friendship has been such a journey.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is, when I sold it to L'Oreal, and even before then, one of the things that caught me off guard was when we were then part of L'Oreal, so many celebrities entered my orbit. So
Which she loved, again, because these all people are just seeking fame and fortune. They live very shallow lives. Yes, they've had a level of success, but it's all about the shallowness. Oh, celebrities are in my orbit. That's what they care about.
a lot of them wanted contracts with L'Oreal, which was why.
Right.
But it was this whole thing. And so I've seen inside so many different worlds, and I've seen how the press is part of all the things. Getting to know you for who you truly are.
Please, for Pete's sake. Know who Meghan truly is, I think is an enigma. She is whoever she needs to be with whoever she is interacting with. So this is fake. Everything's fake.
Why I felt so passionate about this is like, I want people to see that.
We've seen the authentic Meghan, and the authentic Meghan is two-faced. So you see this glamorized kind of casual, so nicey nice girl here. But behind closed doors, we've heard of yelling, of screaming, of being terrible to other people, of demeaning staff, and those sorts of things. So there are two different sides to Meghan. There are two hugely different sides to Meghan Markle. So that's a lie.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get emotional if I talk about it,
Oh.
but like that's my intention, and I think that's what I feel called to do in this interview. So for
Pete's sakes. I feel called to do. Show us the real Meghan. We've seen the real Meghan 12 times now. Stop saying that. It makes you sound stupid. Not to be offensive to Jamie. It makes her sound stupid because we've seen it. We're not fooled. You might be, but us public who have seen things for years and years now know that she shows different faces to different people. So unless Jamie asks about the bullying allegations, this is pointless.
For me, it feels divinely ordered for that
Oh,
reason.
gosh, stop talking about divinely ordered. Please, please. This is not divine, people. This is not divine. This is the opposite.
Is like, I feel, I think that it's a gift to celebrate my friend with the world. And I think I've seen a lot of things in my life.
Oh gosh, for Pete's sake. Are we okay? We might have to speed this up to more. I'm so sick of this.
I've never seen anything like what you go through on a daily basis.
I know.
I have never seen anything like it.
I know.
Because Meghan started it. Meghan started it. She decided to be toxic from the jump. And yeah, it follows her everywhere. And she has to deal with it because she's created it.
I think what's so beautiful is when people connect, who are listening or watching, connect with the truth, and they'll know it's true in their soul when they hear and listen to this. And that's what I think is so special. And so
She looks down when she says that. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get it for a second here.
Anything like what you go through on a daily basis.
I know.
I have never seen anything like it.
I know.
I think what's so beautiful is when people
And again, Jamie might be the fool here, but Joe Public at this point is well aware of who Meghan is.
connect, who are listening or watching, connect with the truth, and they'll know it's true in their soul when they hear and listen to this. And
Yeah,
that's what
she
I think
looks
is so special.
down.
So
I love that and I appreciate it.
She looks guilty. She looks guilty. Oh man, she can't school herself that well.
Because, if it's, the newness of our friendship, you're able to see that and think about the friends I've had for a really long time and their experience of watching it and going, oh my gosh. And then people that I reconnect with all these years later.
Who she reconnected with. And the thing is, Meghan, you have to be clear here. You have to address why have you been accused of bullying your staff? Is it true? Did you do this? Did you do that? There's plenty of evidence to it. So obviously, there's different sides of yourself you show to different people. And so, yeah, Jamie might see the nice, wonderful side of you because Meghan wants something from Jamie. So she is perfectly lovely to Jamie, but she's not perfectly lovely to other people. And that's the problem.
Who literally can go, but you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And how hard.
Well, she's probably always been like this. She's probably always been a bit of a mean girl. Let's be honest. That's why.
That is when I'm like, but I'm the same. But
Yeah.
that's not what gets clicks or sells papers. So they need to do something else. But you're like, hey guys, I'm still here doing the same stuff.
I'll never.
You've always been a bit of a mean girl, Meghan. That's sort of why you get this reputation. This reputation didn't come out of anywhere. To kind of go back in time, it started with the letter that Meghan forced Harry to send to the press, calling them all racist. What this did is blow up this side of these quote unquote Sussex squad, which has sort of grown, but I think has waned a bit in recent months as Harry and Meghan have gone through a series of pitfalls. So that existed. And she started this toxicity in the press that didn't exist before. Because yes, they would have run some stories that were maybe inappropriate, but then it would have petered off and she would have gone on and done great things. But she had to react negatively to it, which when you insert negativity into something, it sort of compounds and compounds and compounds. And then you had how she treated the royals, the bridesmaids incidents, the tiara incidents, yelling at staff, being terrible to staff, demeaning staff. There were a whole many things about that. And then you have Oprah. As Prince Philip was on his deathbed going on Oprah. You have then Netflix, Harry's Book Spare. They have put out so much toxicity to the world. You cannot sit there and be surprised that, yeah, it comes back to bite you in the butt after a while. And just so now that I'm at 1.5 speed, how slowly are these women talking? I just got to know.
Forget, you and I were at a business conference together at Amy Griffin's. Yeah, our friend Amy Griffin's. And afterwards we got back and I think there was like lots of different group photos from all different people there on social media.
And yeah, she's going to get negative reactions because it's Meghan Markle. She started the negativity. She's got to live with it.
No big deal. And I'd spoken at it. You were so supportive.
And she looks terrible because she had these super long pants on and she had this horrible halter top. She looked terrible.
All the things. Get back. I'm like, great. All of a sudden,
You told me about this.
within like, I'm so glad you don't see us. Within 5 seconds, there was thousands of articles. I was like,
Yeah, because again, these people don't live in the world. They're not aware of all the negativity.
and what was wild to me about it was like, none of them were true. And I was like watching this, I'm like, this is wild. I'd never experienced that before. And I thought,
It's somewhat true. That's the thing. There is truth to it. That's why it exists and continues to exist.
I'd seen everything. I really did.
Mhm.
And then I remember one of my aunts called me and she's like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I heard that you and Meghan were in a huge fight. I'm like, what?
There's a lot of things that people make up too, but if you're talking about the mainstream reports, yeah. Again, people are conflating, I think, all the stuff that's made up on social media about Meghan, which does exist, to actual reporting. So
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, she's amazing. What are you talking about? And she was literally so worried for me that,
Yeah.
that maybe like, because we got in a big fight. I'm like, huh?
I know.
And it was wild to me that, regular, and she's a teacher. Like
yeah, because people read a lot of this stuff and it does benefit to, you could say, lie about Meghan Markle. And the thing is, though, it exists because her reputation is so bad that she has created the situation where negativity about herself sells. And it sells better than positivity. Nobody wants to hear positive things about Meghan Markle. Nobody cares because she has such a bad reputation. And she has allegedly bullied staff members. She wasn't kind to the royal family. All those things compound. And so you can't do all the things Meghan has done and then walk through and expect no blowback. It happened. The gravity applies to everybody and applies to Meghan too.
she's not looking at all this stuff. So regular people are getting these articles everywhere, and it's thousands of them,
Yeah.
thousands daily.
Yes.
And like, none of these are true.
Yeah, we didn't get into a fight.
No.
I really doubt. I never even heard that, to be honest, and I'm pretty in the know. So I've never heard that. But there's a lot of stories about Meghan, and the kernels are true. Maybe not the whole thing, but a lot of it is true. And who cares about a particular fight? Like, ignore it. Who cares?
Everything
Never been. We had the best time.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it was the most empowering, inspiring.
I know.
And I'm just watching this, and so it was interesting because, I mean, nothing surprised me. We've all heard about tabloids for years. None of that surprised me. But
This is a Meghan Markle problem. This is a Meghan Markle created problem.
what surprised me was it was the first time I was part of it to see just how absolutely incongruent it is from the truth, and then also to see how other people get it. So I was just like,
Yeah, and how it breaks through.
yes,
And that people
yes.
can't decipher what's real or what's
We can. That's the thing. We kind of see the real Meghan, and it's not just because of negativity, but her separation from her father, her in-laws, her friends. Like, we've seen these separations play out publicly. So you can't sit there and be, oh, the little innocent victim. I don't know where this came from. When you drop your friend Jessica Mulroney over a stupid social media situation, and you don't pick up your friendship again with her for seemingly no reason, and then her children were in your wedding picture, obviously your relationship with your in-laws, all those things we see publicly. So no matter what this new friend thinks, all those things do matter. So that's why these negative stories exist. It is because of Meghan. She started it, and now she wants to turn it off, and she can't because she played the victim. She played the race card, and that has resulted in massive negative toxicity that's just not going to go away. And then she played into it, or you could say compounded it by being mean to her staff members, by not being a great royal, being rude to the queen, like all these sorts of things compounded.
it's not.
Yes.
And I think it's really hard for people to understand that even in this day and age, that things can be printed that just aren't true. I think that's really hard to wrap your head around, especially
We all know that, Meghan. We see the news every night. We're not surprised by that. Why do you think the Babylon Bee exists and people think it's real? Because the mainstream media is terrible. That's the thing.
the volume that it happens when it comes to me.
How often do you see stories, whether they're in magazines or online?
All the time. Meghan is constantly searching for things about herself.
We need to pause for a super brief break. And while we do, take a moment to share this episode with every single person that you know who this could inspire. Because
No, it doesn't inspire anyone. So I'm not sharing this at all.
this conversation can truly be the words and inspiration they need to hear today to keep
It's really not. Like, if I was going to send something inspirational to somebody, it would be a true story, not this vacuous nonsense.
going, to remember that they matter, and to feel less alone and more enough, more connected and more worthy. And whether today you're listening for yourself or because someone that you love shared this episode with you, I want to welcome you to the Jamie Kern Lima Show podcast.
Golly, she is terrible. This is terrible. This is one of the worst things I've seen.
Family. Thank you so much for being here. And can you take 2 seconds and do me a favor? Please hit the subscribe or follow button on the app that you're listening or watching on. Thank you so much. And
Absolutely not. I'm not listening to any more of this than I have to. This is tedious and really awful to get through. Just telling you that, Jamie. I'm so sorry. This is tediously awful to get through.
truly means so much to me. You can also get inspiration into your inbox from me for free. You can just join my newsletter community. It's at jamiekernlima.com. Also, this incredible podcast episode today, it's not just for you and me.
Please
Please share this with every
make it stop.
single person that you know who might need some inspiration today, or perhaps a boost in their self-belief.
Self-belief. I will send you a Bible verse before I send you a self-belief verse. In terms of, like, I need to send you self-belief. You need to believe in yourself. I will send you a Bible verse for your inspiration if you are my friend. Or I will just inspire you by like not giving you meaningless positive affirmations. I this stuff grates on me so much because it's hollow. It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Just, oh Lord, please take me now. This is so bad.
Because what you're about to hear can truly impact mine, yours, and their lives too.
I am so excited.
I feel like this is torture. This is so torturous. Please make it stop. Please make it stop.
This book. You know why? Because it's going to save so many people.
No, it's not. It's really not. Please, Lord, stop. Make it stop.
Worthy, your new beautiful book, Worthy.
Get this book.
This book, I'm telling you, the book that can change anybody's life who picks it up.
Anybody who's
Pick up the Bible. That will change your life. This will not.
ever felt that they were not good enough, didn't measure up, something's missing in your life, I have to tell you.
It's powerful. It's happening. It's worthy.
Imagine, what would you do if you fully believed in you?
Oh my gosh, this is so hard. This is one of the hardest days of my royal watching life, guys. This is so hard. The hollow positive affirmations. That's just, oh my gosh. Oh, we are an hour in, at least according to my timer. Of course, we'll cut some things out, but golly, this is. I mean, you almost have to watch it in its entirety to understand how horrifically awful it is.
I went from struggling waitress facing nonstop rejection to founder of It Cosmetics, a billion-dollar company, by learning how to overcome self-doubt and believe I'm worthy of my hopes and dreams. And I'm sharing how you can too.
But I see why they're friends. I see why they're friends now.
In my new book, Worthy, How to Believe You Are Enough and Transform Your Life. If you're ready to truly
If you have a recommendation from Ellen DeGeneres, then like that's an automatic no.
trust yourself and break through that barrier of self-doubt and know that where you come from or even where you are right now doesn't determine where you're going, then Worthy is for you.
I've never not believed that. Sorry, we just have to get through this because oh my gosh, this is horrible.
It's time to go from doubting you're enough to knowing you're enough. It's time to step into all of who you are and into the person you were born to be. And it's time to believe that you are worthy of it.
Oh man, Ellen DeGeneres, the woman who also bullied staff members. Okay, now yeah, all these people are the same, and so is Jamie all that nice to her staff members? I don't know because she's getting endorsed by two bullies, alleged bullies, I should say.
Because in life, we don't become what we want. We become what we believe we're worthy of.
No, we become who we were designed to be by God. Just saying.
Join the Worthy movement today by grabbing your copy of Worthy anywhere books are sold. Then head to worthybook.com now for free gifts, including
Please don't follow any of this.
my 5-part course on becoming unstoppable and my 95-page Worthy workbook action plan that teaches you how to implement the tools from the book into your real life right now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna have to get past this. I'm so sick of this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get back.
And even we go, no, but it's a good one. It's like, there was this quote that I had up in my trailer when I was on Suits, talk about being a soothsayer, if it's divinely ordered. How on earth would this be the quote that I had printed up in my trailer? And I was on that show for almost 7
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can get through all this.
years. And it says, I've already settled it for myself. So flattery and criticism go down the same drain. And I'm quite free.
So Meghan wants flattery because this is all flattery. She doesn't want to hear the criticism. That's obvious. But also, when it comes to actually being successful, you need to have a critical eye on you. It's sort of interesting, sort of not on topic here, but George Lucas, the first 3 Star Wars were the best. The original ones from the 70s and 80s were the best, in part because George had a lot of people running interference and actually helping him refine things. You have to hear criticism sometimes. Yes, you need to know what criticism is just pointless and bad and not helpful, and what criticism is helpful, but don't just let criticism go down the drain because maybe it can help you. Maybe it's trying to teach you something. It's terrible to just go through life. I just want to hear positivity, positivity, positivity. No wonder she fails.
And it's a very hard thing to put into action to actually integrate.
Yeah.
But it's become so ingrained in my mind because it was there before it actually applied to me on a level like this.
Well, yeah, because she don't want to hear she never wants to hear. She still doesn't want to hear criticism. We've been told this before.
I've really tried to distance myself from all of it, and that has challenges too. It does. I'm oblivious to a lot of things.
which is probably not always good. It's good to be oblivious to some things, but at the same time, a lot of the criticism is good, actually, helpful.
That allows me to live my life really authentically, make choices authentically.
I don't believe that.
But it also allows me to really detach from the outcome. I can just show up, I can put good work out there, I feel confident with what we've created, and then let it go.
But that's a very much a sort of just let it go. Good work out there. But if your work's not good, you need to listen to the critics, because the critics have been the same since their Harry and Meghan series, which is that it was boring. Everything they put out has been boring. This is even boring. So you aren't listening to the criticism, and the criticism is good because you're boring. You need to figure out how to make things a bit better.
So to answer your question, maybe 1% of what's in the world I would see, and only if it's brought to me and said, like, you should really read this. You'll learn something from it, or this is really good insight, or I think you'll appreciate how this writer or journalist really wants to get this story right.
But it's still, I would imagine, positive things. Like there's a lot of critical things, like from The Spectator, even Daily Mail, The Sun, a lot of stuff that is good. The Times of London, it's good. Did she read the bullying allegations against her? Will Jamie ask about that? Probably not, because it's all positivity, guys. It's all positivity. Smile, smile.
Or the text of like, hey, just sending love and checking in. And you're like, your hackles go up. About what? What now? What is it now? What are they reading now? Why are they sending love and checking in?
Yeah.
And you can get yourself a little bit nuts with it, as opposed to maybe they are just sending love and checking in.
Oh man, and she needs people to love and check in because it's all about her.
Which is why your voice notes are helpful, because I can always hear your tone.
Yeah, I'm always like, are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Like, are you celebrating? You remember I didn't celebrate that much. Are you celebrating?
You have to celebrate. You have to enjoy this.
We don't even know how much she sold of anything. So you can't celebrate that much yet. You don't know what you have. You don't know it yet.
Which is huge.
It's huge. It's big. It's big.
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 This is so
You just launched
empty.
As Ever. Sold out. Everything sold out in under an hour.
Everything. Yeah.
And
45 minutes.
well,
Because you probably didn't have that much of it. Like, let's be honest here.
and so many entrepreneurs, they don't realize how hard it is until they do it. And the world now can see these wins, which is really exciting. But
It's not a win. We don't know if it's a win yet. We don't have critical contextual information to know if it's a win or just a mid. I would argue it's just a mid.
you've been working so hard. Like you've been working so hard for so long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's all coming, like everything is blossoming right now.
Yes. Well, and with actors, that happens a lot too, where they say, this overnight success story.
She always still wishes she was. And her overnight success story was marrying a wealthy man. Yep.
And they're saying, I have been on this grind and auditioning for 10 years and hearing no after no after no after no after no. So yes, 10 years and a night.
Yeah.
But to the world, it's just, what has she been doing?
Because she hasn't been doing anything. You haven't been doing anything. Although maybe she's talking about being an actress. And yeah, she hasn't done much. She's tried a lot. She just wasn't good.
Does she work? As opposed to, oh my gosh, I work so hard and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
I don't see that in your work, because if you worked hard, if you were really passionate about something, you wouldn't have made the mistakes you did.
And I'm still working hard, right? The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done.
Yeah.
It means we're working on replenishment. And what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that, and writing the newsletters and writing the social media cap.
She hasn't written a newsletter in forever. Let's see. When the last time did she actually write a newsletter for As Ever? She hasn't written a newsletter in ages. What do you mean just writing a newsletter? You haven't written a newsletter in ages. Not to mention the fact, again, guys, I had found numerous errors on her packaging, which shows me that she did not work hard. Okay, I don't know when the last As Ever letter was, but it's been a long time. So is she that passionate about it? No.
Options and making sure that all that feels in line, and what's the cadence of it, and what's the photography that we want to do, and what do I want to wear for those shoots, while also editing all the time-coded notes for season 2 of With Love, Meghan. And
She's not editing. That would be the one thing I would give up, is if I could give the editing to somebody else, I would 100% do that, like, immediately. Because yeah, it's just not good. Oh man, she's not editing. She's not editing.
and
that.
then
I'm sorry,
being an
she's
edit for the
not editing.
podcast and being a mom and a wife and a friend.
Yeah.
Those are all jobs. I mean, I love being that busy, but I do think it's really interesting when people have no sense of what goes into the thing.
I do have a sense of what goes into the thing, Meghan Markle. So that way I know you're not working that hard at it. I know that. I know that. So stop with the fakeness. I don't believe it.
And then when the thing seems as though it's like, oh, wow, huge. The thing's not done.
Right.
The finish line was really the starting line.
Yes. Yes. I feel it's so funny. And, in the past, 15 years, I've had so many people, whether I mentor them or they're mentors of mine, and then they're going to start a business in a different way for the first time, or they're friends, and they are so excited to launch a business. Then they do, and they're like, oh, it never stops.
It doesn't, which is how I know with Megan's all her help that she has, she's not working that hard. I feel it in my bones, guys.
Yeah. When you have and everyone listening who has this experience, whether you've launched your own business or you are right now, it never stops. Like, you got to be ready. Like, I feel like entrepreneurship and parenting, those two things are like the hardest. You shared in a New York Times.
Oh gosh, the New York Times article, that was terrible. Again, a whole bunch of nothing burgers.
Times interview recently, you said that you need to work and you love to work. Can you share more about that?
Well, I've loved New York Times cooking and New York Times food for a long time, so that was a fun one for me.
Because you didn't do anything with them. You didn't do anything. Oh gosh, she's so bad.
I need to work because it fills my cup. Also, we need to work for practical reasons. You need to work. Pay your bills. You need to work.
Because they have a lot of bills. They have a lot of bills. And you know what? If you worked for the royal family, you wouldn't have the same level of bills. Yeah,
But it fuels me in such a huge way.
Your eyes sparkle when you're talking about creating and watching other people create, like at the Broadway show.
Yeah, because she's not a creative, so she envies what she does not have.
Yeah.
And that's why, I also love being with a crew and a team. So Suits, that was 7 years of my life, and that's a crew of over 200 people. It's a lot of people on a team. And even on the series that I just did for Netflix, when people are saying, why wouldn't you film this in your own kitchen?
She said this now 12 times. We get it. But honestly, her kitchen was not conducive to filming. It wasn't a good kitchen. And she's saying like 80 people. Why in the world do you need 80 people on the set? I mean, at most, I would think you would need at most 20. Like, this idea that she had 80 people setting all this up is just insane to me.
At your own house, it's a crew of 80 people.
Yeah.
Would you have 80 people in your house when your kids are coming home from school or for lunch? No. I want my home and my kitchen to be a sacred place that my kids associate with me cooking for our family.
Yeah.
So
and that she can post Instagram videos on. And her kitchen is not very attractive. She doesn't have a great kitchen for cooking, which is fair. I think that's fair. But again, she's kind of masks it, and other things aren't true.
Finding a place and really trying to not have to explain those choices, but be really confident in the choices that I've made that are in the best and highest good for me and for my family.
Yeah.
I've always loved to work.
I remember when
but not for the royal family. She only wants to work when it benefits her financially.
Cosmetics was in my living room, and I had no separate. My whole home felt like an office for so long because we couldn't afford a separate place. And then when we finally could, I was like, okay.
Did you like it, or did you miss having it at home?
Meghan, who has none of this experience, because Meghan has not built anything from the ground up. She had a leg up with her husband. And so this idea that she is trying to get there, it's so bad.
No, I don't miss it. I don't miss that part of it because Meghan, I had thousands of product samples all over my living room. It looked like an episode of
I've got
Storage Wars or something.
Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, I look like a.
And you still miss the two different fonts on your crepe mix, Meghan. Just pointing that out again.
At Costco or something, there's boxes. So they need
Everywhere.
more. Yes, and then also you have to keep in mind so that the actual brand and business is happening with all of these products that we've tested to scale.
They weren't good. None of them were good. They were just mid. So we tested. Are you sure?
It to what I'm making on my stove.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. There are times we get together and I'm like, I just want to have DoorDash come in. And you're like, let's make something. And I'm like, I know, I just want a glass of wine and to hang out.
Which is normal. That's normal. Like, why is Meghan Markle forcing people to cook in her kitchen? Like, just order DoorDash. Like, that's normal.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, it's in you. I was going to ask you that actually, because, just to share some kind of fun moments, because I really want to take people behind the scenes into this. The first time,
we have not had one serious, insightful thought in like half of this. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my gosh.
I know you look at all the data. It is impossible to have a true friendship or a true relationship with anybody, a true connection if you don't show up fully authentically.
Yes.
And I remember one of the times you're at my house and I've seen all the beautiful stuff you make and it's just like, it's in you.
Oh gosh. It's not in her. It's her need for control and her need for things to look perfect.
You just make these things and you and I were raised with TV dinners on TV tray, right? Like, and somehow it's like in you. And
oh gosh, this is just bloated, meaningless slop. That's what this is.
Remember you came over, I'm like, I'm gonna make Meghan a charcuterie tray, which I just learned that word a few years ago, charcuterie. Anyways, like I'm making a charcuterie tray. So I put it all together and I looked at it and I remember you came over and
Meghan probably tried to fix it to make it look better because she has no sense of like politeness.
I was very proud of you. The effort was A for effort.
It was an A for effort. And my daughter.
That is genuinely very bad. That's genuinely very, very bad.
who is 6 can make one way better than me. She loves to cook, but I just remember just being like, if we're gonna have a real friendship, like this, this is who I am. And I remember you just loved it. And then I asked you, I'm like, okay, just so I know, what would you do to like make it like a little bit, more, welcoming, aesthetic.
Some people have that and some people don't, to be quite honest. So like, I would feel like that would be kind of obvious, but maybe not.
Pleasing. And then like I felt like somehow you had this magic wand, and in like 10 seconds you go in my pantry, you go in the fridge, and you like do these things, and I look down at it, and I'm like, what in the world? Like it looks like all of a sudden, like it looks like a cover of a magazine.
But we don't have a picture of that because I would like to see that.
Like it's just in you. And so 2 questions. One is, where did that come from? And but also probably a year ago now, I remember someone
Gosh, this is sorry. I like it's so annoying that I keep having to stop this, but also this interview is so annoying.
else's kid falling on the playground. Tons of people there. You're the first one to run over there. You don't even think about it. It's like you're over there, you're taking care of that child, like right away. I've seen you do this in multiple places. You speak of
What? This is weird.
strawberries. When I was like super stressed out one time, I had in-laws and all these people visiting.
a very full house.
Very full house. And all of a sudden I get word that,
Drop something
all
off.
of a sudden
Yeah.
you dropped off this gift basket with ice creams.
Oh my gosh, with the royal cipher. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my gosh, she's using her royal highness. She is not supposed to do that. She is not supposed to do that. Oh my gosh, she is not supposed to do that. Sorry, I had to screenshot that. Holy crap. She is not supposed to do her royal highness. She's excluded from using that.
Homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream just to see if that helps lighten my load. It was like as if you're in my shoes feeling what I was feeling without me even needing to tell you anything.
And also to, again, uplift Meghan. It's Meghan uplifting Meghan.
And you're doing something that adds value to my life.
Yeah.
And when I see the joy, like my daughter loves cooking, and you all of a sudden,
She makes very good charcuterie board.
oh my gosh, yes, she does. Yes,
Why is the 6-year-old making a charcuterie board?
she does.
That's what, 6 years old. She
6
makes
years old.
amazing Italian charcuterie boards.
And she wants to be a chef when she grows up.
Mhm.
And you drop off this board that says Chef Wonder on it.
And another. Did she say Miss Meghan? I'm gonna have to look at that later. But again, another cipher. Doing another cipher. Oh my goodness.
Like, so do you feel, because I think also when people
Miss Meghan.
watch with Love Meghan,
Dear Wonder. Is that her daughter's name? Oh, but see, Meghan could do this, but the obsession with the title and everything, that is what I have an issue with.
I think also when people watch with Love Meghan,
Mhm.
whether they know how to do any of that stuff or not, whether they're learning by watching the show, or I've read a lot of people also just love it because it just helps them feel calm. They don't want to watch whatever's going on in the news. They just want to like,
Oh, I mean, if people watch it and like it, I mean, good for you. I just tend to, it just did not do anything for me.
be in that world, knowing how to do all these things. Like, is
She didn't teach though anybody how to do any of this. That's the thing. She didn't teach anybody how to do anything.
is it a passion you've studied hard for, or is it just sort of like this innate talent?
I think
I don't know. I think it's her sort of thing where she wants everything to look perfect.
a really classic aesthetic in terms of how I see things. I've never ever considered myself artistic. So it's really
She's never considered herself artistic, and yet she enjoys being creative. So you're not artistic, meaning you're not creative.
odd to voice that now, is all this is people are like talking about my handwriting or how I put a plate together or how I put an outfit together.
Her outfits are terrible. She looked like a man in her last trousers. And in that suit, she looked like a man.
I've never thought of it. Like, I don't paint.
Mhm.
I would love to learn how to knit. Oh my gosh, I just can't figure it out. I tried for
Oh my, there's other things you can do, Megan. And so, yeah, she's not creative. Like, I feel like creative people, crafty people actually do a lot of crafty things. And it's not just one thing. They knit, they can cross stitch, they can paint, they can do a lot of different things because it fills that need to be a bit creative and crafty. They like doing scrapbooks and stuff. Megan just doesn't strike me as being creative or crafty. She's just not. She does her fancy cursive, and that's about it.
forever. I'm as bad at knitting as I am at playing tennis. I'm just terrible at certain things. And I found an old report card from when I was at Hollywood Schoolhouse. Maybe I was probably Archie's age. Oh yes, because our kids got the report card. So I was thinking about memory lane with that. I'll get back to
Oh my gosh.
your question in a second, but you'll like this, where you're going through, and that's when grades weren't A, B, C, D at that age.
Yeah.
It's right, like satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or I don't know what the best one would be, but
So she got unsatisfactory for artistry, I'm going to guess.
it came to ability to throw and catch a ball, not applicable. Oh my gosh. It's like, well, I'm a great runner if someone's chasing me. Otherwise, just not the most athletic.
Yeah, I believe that. Which is probably why she really envies and despises Catherine, because Catherine is very athletic and very, very fit in a way Meghan is not.
So there are certain things that we have built in as strengths, and then there's certain things that are opportunities for growth. And I love when things look beautiful.
Because you're shallow. You're shallow. Yes, there is a place for things that look beautiful, 100%. But I think Meghan is just it's a shallow desire to have things look beautiful, not because she really wants things to look beautiful. Like that she wants to serve somebody else. I think there's a beauty in service that just doesn't exist with Meghan. She just wants things to look beautiful because of the beauty of it, not because it really deserves to be that.
And even when you don't have a lot, you're able to make things look beautiful. And I think about small apartments that I've had, or, small tiny kitchens that I had, or even when
But she doesn't live in the real world anymore, so none of this makes sense. Okay, that's kind of a funny pose. Maybe I'll use that for something at some point. Oh gosh. And I just gotta say, her friends really need to stop to kind of bloviating her up because it just doesn't look good on them either.
I had my first apartment, and I went to Northwestern in Evanston. And when I moved out of the sorority that I lived in for a couple of years, then I had my own little apartment. It's tiny, great little studio apartment. And that's when I'd sit there and watch Food Network all the time and learn how
But we didn't see any of this play out, Meghan. We just didn't.
to make certain things and make really like how to make a pasta more special. And you would see plating. You would see someone drizzle the olive oil on top. And somehow it elevated it beyond what I thought were, which still are, by the way, kind of like great dinners at Olive Garden.
But you can't do that all the time. There's something to doing that in particular situations. They're doing that because it's television, Meghan, not because that is real life. I would prefer to have something that looks disastrous but tastes great rather than something that looks perfect and tastes nasty. We've all had that experience where something looks so stinking good and then you bite into it and you're like, oh, it's not good. I would prefer to have something that is good rather than have something that looks good. And I feel like this extends beyond that, is that Meghan's focusing on the shallow. It looks good, not that doing something is good. Doing something for else is good for that person, not just for me, because it's all about her.
Garden, right? Like loved a never-ending pasta bowl. But no one was drizzling and finishing a plate. No one was making it present as beautifully as it was going to taste.
Because that wasn't the point. And you can do that at like 5-star restaurants, but Olive Garden, they have to get things in and out. They can't spend all the time to make it look beautiful. Although I will say there's a place called Bad Daddy's and they have burgers and fries, and I do my chopped salad with them. And so I put a lot of fruits and blue cheese on it and everything. And for some reason, it always looks gorgeous. Like it's the best presented salad. But I'm not going to every restaurant going, I need the salad to look perfect. I need my dish to look perfect. I want to know if it tastes good. I don't care if it looks as good as it tastes. I want it to taste good. If it looks bad and still tastes good, I will take that over anything else any day of the week.
And I loved watching people get excited about that when they'd see it. And I guess that translates into a lot of different things.
Yeah, we see this reflected in your life because your life is shallow. Your life is shallow. You want things to look perfect, not that the relationship is good, that your relationship with your family, your husband has a relationship with his family, his friends. All that doesn't matter to you. It just matters if you have a house that looks beautiful on the inside, on the outside, even if it's rotten on the inside. Like, it's just so obvious that's who she is.
But it's attention to detail. And what does attention to detail for me mean?
Meghan, again, I will tell you, it's definitely not on this box. The attention to detail, 2 different sizes of fonts here. That's something I caught after looking at it like 3 times. You could have caught that.
It's kind of rooted in what people's experience of it is going to be. So it makes them happy to receive it. It makes me happier to give it to them. It does. Like I knew when I dropped off that strawberry,
Because again, it's all about feeding her.
it wasn't even preserved. It didn't have time to set. I just made a quick one because we had a lot of strawberries at the time. And I heard what you were saying and how many people were there. And I just knew that even if we never talked about it, that it would brighten your day.
And she could have a card that said, look, Meghan, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex, which she's not, again, supposed to use.
In what was probably a really overwhelming day, that made me feel excited at the possibility of being able to have some offering that would make you feel good. And I guess over the years, like again, back to wanting to feel seen and wanting people to feel seen.
It just feels all very self-serving to me.
It shows that you're really listening to what their needs are. It shows that you can show up for them no matter
Because she doesn't show up for in-laws or her family. So this is pointless.
what you have going on. And a lot of that's probably doing the things for other people that I had missed for so long when you don't feel seen or when you feel lonely and you just want someone to like reach out in a meaningful and thoughtful way, not with a huge gesture.
But she doesn't do that. She doesn't do that to people who actually should matter in her life. Jamie's convenient. Jamie doesn't ask questions. Jamie is enamored with her, you could say. Meghan doesn't want anybody who asks a serious question. She doesn't want anybody who truly does know her because the real her is not that pleasant.
With something of like, no, I really like, I see you. I'm thinking about you over there. Tiny, tiny things that really just move the needle. Can change someone's life. So yeah, it brings me a lot of joy to do that.
Again, she could do that to her family and her in-laws. She chooses not to.
That to me is not work. That's complete joy.
You sharing that reminds me of a moment. I remember,
I want this to be over so bad.
yeah, we have a lot of fun in the rocking chairs. Yeah, we have all the things. Yeah. And also, I'm thinking about one moment where I was having the worst day and I was so sad. And I remember you canceled a date night, came over, sat in the rocking chairs. And I was like,
Oh, because again, there's a benefit there to Meghan making sure she's happy.
sorry, H. I was like, I was like crying. I had no makeup, so I had my bright red rosacea. And I was like, ah. And
I could just tell you just need, I was like, I don't think we have a date night. You're like, okay. I was like,
what you just shared is the most powerful advice. It's like when you have felt unseen or you
Oh gosh, this is so bad.
have felt like maybe you had needs in friendships or this or that. It's like be the friend that you want in your life. And you
Meghan is not the friend you want in your life. I don't want Meghan Markle as a friend. She seems like a terrible friend. A friend who's more than willing to drop you as soon as you are inconvenient to her and her vision for herself. That's who she is.
do that. Your close friends and family, so many of them call you M and Harry H.
yes.
How did that start? And tell me about that.
All right, guys. So we will end right here because we're going to break this into 2 parts. I'm going to maybe take a little bit of a break and then come back and film the rest for today. That way I can edit it tomorrow, but this section will be out. Let me know what you think of this interview so far. So we are halfway through and literally nothing is talked about. This is cringy, boring, bloated, nauseating nonsense. It is terrible. It's just so devoid of depth, devoid of anything that you can get from it. And it's Meghan's speed, though. This is 100% Meghan's speed. Somebody who will not ask her a tough question and someone who just really is there for Meghan to uplift herself. That's all she wants to do is have somebody call her the Duchess of Sussex, Her Royal Highness, Meghan, because that is her world. That is her level of depth. And I think we've seen this displayed yet again. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Part 2 coming very soon. And I shall see you here before too long again. Bye.